That is Rod Stewart and Smile here on Joppa Radio 96.3 FM. And we're smiling today, too, because we have Salisbury Police Chief Tom Fowler with us. And, Tom, good morning to you.
Good morning, Wynn. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you here. You always have something going on. And
Yeah.
sometimes you're in your business, I guess you're not allowed to smile, are you?
No, not too much smiling going on when you look at what happened in Las Vegas recently, and my thoughts and prayers and hopes are out to those victims that, they recover. And just a tragedy out there. It's a really unbelievable situation.
Yeah.
And kudos to the law enforcement out there. They did an excellent job containing the situation and addressing it as quickly as possible. I think their quick actions probably saved lives. Even though the gunman was cowardly enough to kill himself, maybe the police presence there prompted that, so less people got hurt.
Yeah, it was just amazing. I couldn't believe it when I first heard that story.
No, you think of different things that could happen, and those scenarios really don't pop into your mind. They sound outrageous if someone had talked about it, but somebody thought about it, obviously.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's too bad. All right. Well, I'm sure there's some better things to
much
talk
better
about.
things going on. Yes, yeah. Congratulations to my guys. They were in the Amesbury Chili Cook-Off on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
I came in third place.
Oh no.
Headed up by. Well, I think there's some local judging going on there in Amesbury. Amesbury seems to come in first place quite a bit. So I don't want to say bring too much controversy to it, but it's a great event. Gets police and firemen together, doing something totally different, doing something for the community.
Yeah.
So I believe it's a fundraiser. So
Well, yeah, it's a fundraiser for the fire department's local, and actually I had them on, and they swear up and down it's blind judging.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it is in Amesbury though. Maybe at a neutral site, but no, it's a good time. My guys always have a great time. Love to support them and stuff like that.
Did they try any of the chili on you?
No, I was out of town this weekend, but I got updates on how they were doing, and like I said, great event and a good way to get public safety personnel together, doing something totally different.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it kind of ties in with IACP, which is the International Association of Chiefs of Police, is declaring the first week in October Community Policing Week. So police departments across the country want to emphasize community policing and how it's an essential part of what we do. And there's events going on all over the place, one of which tomorrow we're holding is Coffee with a Cop, which will be from 10 to 11 at Nancy's Marshview Cafe at 155 Bridge Road. So if citizens want to come down and talk to a police officer, I'll have one of my guys there for free coffee and no agenda, no speeches, just conversation.
Oh, nice.
With a police officer and explain what we do, why we do certain things, and hopefully inform the public.
Yeah, and she's got great food too.
Yes, yeah, great place.
So, and it's very easy to get to right on Bridge Road.
Yes, right on Bridge Road.
Next to Richard's Maytag or
yes.
Richard's Appliance,
Yep,
yeah.
Richard's Appliance, so.
So,
hope people show up. It's the first time we're doing it, so it'd be nice to have an annual event down there and probably move it around town, different businesses, but get things going there first.
Sure, yeah, plenty of places to have coffee in Salisbury.
Oh, yeah. So, it kind of ties in with community policing and how, we rely on the public to be our eyes and ears. We're only 16 full-time officers, so at any given time I only have 2 or 3 officers working. So kind of rely on the public. Sir Robert Peel said years ago, in the 1800s, that the police are the public and the public are the police. We only work with the approval of the public, and they need to be our eyes and ears. And that's where the great saying out of New York City came up, if you see something, say something.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
as we move into fall, and I'll mention trick or treat a little later, I encourage residents, if you see suspicious activity, please report it and be our eyes and ears out there.
Yeah, and the suspicious activity could be maybe a car in a neighborhood that you don't normally recognize.
Exactly.
Somebody getting out of that car and walking around a house.
Yeah. People that live there know what goes on there. So they're the first ones to notice if something's out of place.
Yeah.
So until we have the advent of more community-based cameras, which we're kind of having that discussion with the town.
Oh.
That's a great way to have a presence there without an actual police officer. We're doing all this improvement down the beach. I think cameras would be a great asset. We could feed them back to the new police station. And it's not really Big Brother watching. It's all public space.
Yeah.
So it's not a privacy issue. But it can help us. If there's a crime, we can go back. All the major cities around the world, actually, London was really the leader, having cameras in their subways all over the city. New York City has them. Boston has them. So it really helps us out when we're spread thin.
Well, that incident with the carjacking, the Maserati.
That's a great example right there.
Yeah.
My detective, Keith Forget, was able to get video from several different businesses. Those were private cameras, but they shared those images with us, and we were able to identify those persons. And luckily, both of them have been charged, and both of them are currently incarcerated. So, scary incident, but with the cooperation, once again, of the public, meaning the businesses, and being able to use their cameras to identify those parties, it was very helpful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That was scary. And I don't know if that's true or not. I'm sure it'll come up. Some part of an international terrorist gang or something like that.
I read something on that.
Yeah.
I don't know the details about it, but I guess they were somewhat organized about stealing high-end cars and shipping them out of the country. But we're lucky nobody got hurt, and I'm happy to say that they're being held accountable for their actions.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. So the cameras, I know in the report there are some cameras as well too, strategically placed.
Yeah, I think there's one on In Street and down the waterfront. So that's really the wave of the future.
Yeah.
Technology's gotten smaller and better, so it's a great way to patrol areas when you don't have to have a police officer there.
Mm-hmm. That's true. All right, what else you have going on?
I just wanted to mention, it's October, so I may not be here again in October. So we're going to do trick or treat in Salisbury on the 31st, which is a Tuesday evening from 5:30 to 7:30. I talked to the city marshal and the chief over at Amesbury. We kind of coordinate that, so we're all on the same page with that. So that's the plan right now. So trick or treat's going to be the 31st which is a Tuesday, 5:30 to 7:30.
All right, and if you don't want the kids to stop by the house, don't leave the
generally
lights on.
Keep your light off. Luckily, it's been very safe in the past, and I encourage people, if they're out there and it's getting dark, to have reflective clothing on. Kids should be with their parents, and just be aware of their surroundings.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely true. And motorists should be aware too.
Yeah. I'll send out some reminders over our social media.
Yeah.
We have a Twitter account at Salisbury Police, and then our Salisbury Police Facebook page. So we get a lot of good information there. So keep an eye on that. If people want to follow us or like us on Facebook, that would be helpful to get information we push out on a regular basis.
Oh, terrific. Okay. All right. Well, lots of things going on, and before you know it, it's going to be Christmas time, and that's where you'll remind people, don't leave packages in your car.
Exactly. Packages in your car, or unfortunately, there's been incidents where people have stolen off your front step. Amazon delivers or UPS delivers. So we'll be getting into those reminders. It's a nice fall morning this morning. It's really feeling like fall. Yeah. So all those items or ideas will be coming up very soon.
It's almost time for you to get back into your long sleeve shirts.
Yep, almost time. I don't set a specific date for the officers, so they can wear short sleeves as long as they want, and then switch over when they want. I know there's some more traditional chiefs that say, as of a certain date, you have to switch over to long sleeves, but my idea is comfortable cops are happy cops. So if they want to wear short sleeves and a jacket, let them.
How about that?
So, yeah.
Well, that's great. All right. Well, I think we've covered a lot of things.
Sure. Yeah. No, I didn't have anything else. It's just great being here. I know you're getting off the ground with the new studio and stuff, so it's great to be here, and I hope people are listening.
Well, they certainly are, and soon we'll be starting the streaming.
Yeah,
I
looking
know
forward to it.
we've mentioned that a couple of times, but that is closer every day.
Excellent.
As
So
we
make sure
speak.
my uniform is in top shape if I'm going to be streamed across the internet.
Yeah, and one of these days, that's right, you'll be streamed all over the world.
Yep.
One of these days, we might have a little smaller camera for you.
Excellent.
So it could be, well, we don't have a dashboard in here, but it could be the something cam.
Yeah,
Could be
exactly.
the guest cam.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, and as we speak of cameras, one of my goals over the next 5 years is to implement some type of camera system with the officers, you know, either body cams or where I came from, we had dash cams. But I think body-worn cameras are much more versatile these days to capture interactions between the police and the public. And that really lends itself to transparency. We're not hiding anything here.
Right.
And that's all part of community policing, too. Ask us why we do certain things. There's a logical explanation behind it. It's not we're picking on people or profiling people. There's a reason behind why we do a traffic stop the way we do, why we interact the way we do, for our safety, for their safety. So cameras are a great way to document that. And if there is any questions or controversies, we can always go and view those cameras.
Mm-hmm. That's especially true. Yeah, I don't know how I was able to do it, but I was able to get by 6 weeks without live PD.
Okay, you managed.
Yeah, but that's where the cameras, you really see what you guys are up against.
Yeah, I believe those are probably in a little busier cities, but
Not that much, but yeah, busier. But you see a lot of traffic stops.
Oh yeah, traffic encounters, something we do on a regular basis, and it's good to have that documented.
Right.
And be transparent.
Mm-hmm.
We're not hiding anything out here.
All right, so Coffee with the Cops, that's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 10 o'clock at the Nancy's Marshview Cafe, 155 Bridge Road. Please stop by. Like I said, no agenda, no speeches, just conversation.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Win.
Thank you so much. Salisbury Police Chief Tom Fowler, our guest this morning, here on Joppa Radio 96.3 FM.